While I was absorbed in my duties as a materials manager, an unexpected email disrupted my focus. Michael, with unsettling calm, divulged his newfound affection for another and his decision to embark on a fresh chapter with her. He further disclosed his intention to claim the luxury car we'd recently financed under my name, disregarding my pleas to reconsider. The conversation ended abruptly, and soon, Michael vanished with his new partner, burdening me with a hefty debt. This unforeseen predicament was something Ava, at 33, could never have fathomed. Our family of 3, inclusive of our astute 12-year-old son, John, was blindsided. John's early demonstrations of wisdom, engaging in complex discussions and critiquing articles, stood in stark contrast to Michael's inconsistency. Despite never managing to secure stable employment, Michael had somehow sustained a steady income over the past 4 years, urging us to create lasting family memories. This led us to invest in a $38,000 camper van. However, my responsibility for the loan arose from Michael's failure to satisfy the financial institution's criteria. On the day we anticipated the camper's arrival, Michael's email arrived, assertively stating he'd take possession of it, leaving me to grapple with the financial obligations. When confronted, he admitted his affair, stating what was meant to be fleeting had become serious, prompting his decision to leave and start anew. He even mentioned divorce proceedings, a topic previously broached during an argument, now a reality that blindsided me. The discovery of Michael's betrayal and his subsequent disappearance, leaving behind a vast debt and no means of communication, was a staggering blow. Attempts to reach him were futile, and the absence of the promised divorce papers only compounded the financial strain from the $38,000 loan. Amid this turmoil, John's acute perception of the situation brought to light the emotional and financial abyss Michael's departure had cast us into. This ordeal was not just a test of resilience, but a jarring pivot to reality, challenging me to navigate the aftermath of betrayal while safeguarding our son's future and confronting an imposing debt. After dinner, John approached me, a look of worry creasing his young face. "Mom, what's wrong? You've hardly touched your food lately. Are you okay?" His innocent concern made me pause. "Oh, perhaps I'm just a bit tired," I replied, trying to deflect. John, with the insightfulness far beyond his years, mentioned, they say when people lie, they look up to the right. "Lying's not good, Mom." He then cautiously asked about his father's absence, noting Dad hasn't been around for 2 days. "Has something happened?" His directness caught me off guard, compelling me to share the truth about the unraveling of our family fabric. John's reaction was mature, almost as if he had sensed the changes before they were spoken aloud. He seemed to accept the situation with a wisdom that belied his age, though I sensed his inner turmoil. In the days that followed, my attempts to mask the stress failed spectacularly. A planned training session at work proved too much for me. My legs gave way, and I found myself unable to stand, overwhelmed by a tidal wave of emotions. My colleagues' voices of concern echoed around me as I succumbed to the physical manifestation of my distress, collapsing into darkness. Awakening in the hospital, I was informed of the need for thorough medical evaluations. The reality of my situation, lying in a hospital bed with an IV drip, prompted tears I couldn't hold back. John's sudden entry, face etched with worry, forced me to quickly dry my eyes. His fear was palpable as he asked, "It's not serious, is it?" "You're not going to die, right?" Assuring him of my survival, I was touched by his bravery and the maturity he displayed, despite being only a child. The concern in his voice when he mentioned the call from his teacher about my hospitalization reminded me of the resolve I needed to muster. Despite the diagnosis revealing a more serious condition than I anticipated, John's presence and our shared determination inspired a newfound strength in me. My resolve to recover for both our sakes became unshakable. The ordeal brought to light the depth of our bond and the resilience we could muster together, facing the future with courage and an unbreakable will. After the doctor confirmed my fears with a diagnosis of a severe illness, urging immediate surgery, I found myself in a whirlwind of medical procedures. The recovery period blurred by, marking a month since Michael's departure. Upon my return, a stark reminder of our financial predicament awaited in the mailbox a demand notice for the car loan, which was supposed to be auto-deducted. The shock deepened when I discovered our account, once flush at $45,000, had dwindled to a mere $29.90. It seemed Michael had drained our savings, leaving us in a dire strait. Without the camper van in my possession, selling it wasn't an option, pushing me further into despair. John, noticing my distress, offered his support in the gentlest of ways, suggesting he could contribute by delivering newspapers and seeking online jobs. His initiative was a beacon of hope, nudging me out of my despair. "It's not the time to give in," I reassured myself, buoyed by his optimism. We even hatched a plan to reclaim the camper van, leveraging a piece of modern technology, a kid's cell phone with GPS we had gotten for John, which could track the van's location. This plan, born from necessity and John's ingenious suggestion, opened a new chapter for us. It was a strategy neither of us had considered before, offering a sliver of hope in a seemingly hopeless situation. With the GPS app, we could monitor the van's whereabouts, a crucial first step in our quest to retrieve what was rightfully ours. This ordeal had not only tested our resilience, but had also brought us closer, uniting us in a common goal. Caught in a web of worry over Michael potentially slipping away with mere excuses, John's confidence shone through with a reassuring smile. "Don't fret, Mom. I've already thought ahead," he declared, leaving me in awe of his foresight and independence. In my time of vulnerability, hospitalized and fraught with worry, John had crafted a plan so astute it was beyond my imagination. His initiative not only demonstrated his remarkable intelligence, but also his deep understanding of the situation, including Michael's new relationship. Emboldened by John's clever approach, we resolved to confront Michael, transforming our adversity into a teachable moment for him. "We're stronger together, and now's our time to act," I mused, filled with a newfound sense of invincibility thanks to my son's support. Merely 3 days later, my phone buzzed with Michael's voice on the other end, pleading for assistance amidst a police inquiry linked to our report of the stolen van. Without hesitation, John and I headed to the forest park, where we found Michael, flustered and cornered by the law. Upon our arrival, I requested a private conversation, dismissing the police momentarily. Michael, trapped in the awkwardness of our gaze and that of onlookers, hastily invited us into the vehicle where his mistress sat defiantly. Yet, her presence paled in comparison to the matter at hand. "Why are the police involved?" Michael queried, genuinely confused. "It's quite simple," I explained. "The van, which you so casually claimed, was reported stolen. After all, it's in my name, not yours." Michael's misconception that spousal disagreements were beyond legal reproach was quickly dismantled by the reality of his actions. This encounter was not just about reclaiming what was ours, but about teaching Michael the consequences of betrayal and recklessness. Our preparation and John's strategic thinking had turned the tables, showcasing that even in the face of betrayal, resilience and unity could pave the way to justice and empowerment. In a world where Michael believed misunderstandings between spouses were beyond the law's reach, his views quickly unraveled. "Remember the divorce you initiated? It means we're no longer connected, making it illegal for you to use a vehicle registered in my name without consent," I explained, correcting his naive perspective. John, with his acute insight, had pieced together this truth, showcasing wisdom beyond his years. Michael attempted to justify his actions by claiming he had merely borrowed the car temporarily. "Is that so? Well, I need my vehicle back now, if you wouldn't mind," I said, extending my hand for the keys, which Michael handed over, albeit with hesitation. Then John, one a blend of curiosity and disappointment, asked, "Why would you leave us for her?" Michael stumbled for words while his mistress, Sophia, interjected with a vain attempt to justify their earlier affair. However, John's firm tone quickly silenced her, insisting on an answer from Michael. When pressed further, Michael reluctantly shared how their affair began and evolved, leading to his decision to leave with Sophia, who was now expecting. "And the van? Why take it?" I probed, already knowing part of the answer thanks to the GPS app we had installed on both our phones as a safety measure after John's hiking incident. This tool had unexpectedly provided us with real-time updates on Michael's whereabouts, revealing his misuse of the van. This revelation marked a pivotal moment, where our preparedness and John's strategic thinking shifted the balance, highlighting the importance of accountability and the unforeseen power of technology in uncovering truths. Discovering John had feigned getting lost on our hike to justify needing a cell phone left me in awe of his cunning strategy. His actions, driven by a hunch about his father's dubious behavior, led to a master plan to keep tabs on Michael. "You're quite the strategist," I marveled, even as I half-joked about his chilling foresight. Michael, once confronted with John's unvarnished truth, could find no words to defend himself. In stark contrast, John's matured ability to articulate and stand firm in his convictions provided me with a surge of maternal pride and determination to correct the wrongs. The issue of the $45,000 Michael had taken from our account money, I had meticulously saved before our marriage, and throughout Michael's inconsistent employment history was particularly galling. The realization that divorcing Michael was a relief underlined the severity of his betrayal. Despite Michael's attempts to downplay the theft of the van and the funds as minor domestic squabbles, I stood firm in pursuing legal action. "Shall I contact the authorities now?" John offered, ready to press a button on his phone and summon the police. Sophia, who had been an eavesdropper up to that point, panicked at the escalation, especially as she faced her own parents, who had arrived furious and ready to confront her for her role in the ordeal. Her attempt to exit the van was met with her parents' vehement disapproval, expressed in shouts that filled the air. "I'm sorry. Don't be so upset," she pleaded, looking for sympathy where there was none to be found. I had taken the initiative to inform her parents of the situation, spurred by John's visit to Michael's workplace during my hospital stay. There, he had shared our family's plight, prompting an investigation that led to Sophia's parents being notified. The confrontation was not just a revelation of Michael and Sophia's deceit, but a testament to the lengths John and I would go to seek justice and protect our family's well-being. It underscored the importance of accountability and the strength found in facing one's adversaries, no matter the complexity of the web they weave. After witnessing my collapse and John's visibly shaken state, Michael's colleagues grew suspicious of Sophia, who had abruptly exited their lives alongside Michael. Their suspicions were fueled by photographs and office gossip suggesting an intimacy between Michael and Sophia, painting a vivid picture of their clandestine relationship to everyone at the office. Armed with Sophia's parents' address, courtesy of these concerned colleagues, John and I sought to confront the uncomfortable truths head-on. The revelation led to a dramatic confrontation, with Sophia's parents outraged and red-faced, demanding answers for the deceit that had entangled their daughter with Michael. I recounted the sordid tale to them, detailing the events that led to our current predicament. The discussion took a sharp turn when I questioned the timing of Sophia's pregnancy, highlighting discrepancies that suggested the child couldn't be Michael's. Michael, blindsided by this revelation, stared in disbelief, the reality of the situation unraveling before him. Sophia attempted to deflect, but the tensions escalated into a heated argument between her and Michael, with each trying to shift the blame. Their quarrel laid bare the depth of their deception, witnessed by all present. As night descended and the police arrived, bathed in the glow of their red lights, Michael oscillated between denial and contrition, ultimately pleading for mercy and vowing to reform. Yet, John's astute observation that genuine change is a rare commodity among the willfully errant resonated, deeply determined to hold Michael accountable. I insisted on the importance of facing the consequences of his actions, underscoring our resolve to navigate the aftermath with dignity and justice. In this moment of clarity, our path forward became illuminated, starkly defined against the backdrop of betrayal and the pursuit of redemption. The assurance of financial restitution didn't faze me. I was clear that Michael should settle his debts only after facing the consequences of his actions. In a stroke of practicality, I had even secured a position for him, ensuring a steady income to fulfill his obligations, including child support for John and the hefty sum he pilfered from me. As for Sophia, her role as more than just a bystander in this saga was undeniable, and I didn't shy away from holding her accountable for her part in the theft. Despite her plea for assistance, Sophia found no sympathy from her parents, who sternly renounced any ties with her due to the trouble she had caused. The loss soon whisked Michael and Sophia away, their futures uncertain but decidedly burdened by the financial restitution they owed me, meticulously arranged through legal channels. The $45,000 in damages was just the start. Michael's agreement to pay monthly child support and the garnishment of his wages to cover these and other related expenses marked the beginning of a long road to amends. Selling the camper van not only liberated me from the loan, but also signified a break from the past, enabling me to focus on recovery and the future. With each passing day, my strength returned, bolstered by a renewed commitment to my work and the unwavering support of John, who took on household responsibilities with a mature enthusiasm. This ordeal, while challenging, reinforced our resolve to move forward, emboldened by the lessons learned and the justice served, all the while ensuring John could continue to chase his dreams with the knowledge that integrity and resilience are invaluable allies in the face of adversity.